What's up, everybody? Decided to do a story time today. Yeah, story time today anyway. Story time today is my worst. Is it my worst? I'd say my worst teacher I've ever had. Now, in 4th grade, I went to a school with my cousin out here in the countryside because we got out of the hood pretty much. We lived in a bad part of town. We're like, all right, my mom's like, I don't want to live here anymore, so we moved out by my cousin, with him, with his family. So we're out here in the country. It's like nothing built. There's like a QT and a Walmart. And that was it. That was the only thing that was built when we first got out here, and a lot of farms. And so I started going to school, this countryside school, and there was this teacher. We'll call her Miss G. How about that? I won't say her full name, Miss G. Now, this school was like, all schools have those kids that are white, but try to act like they're from the hood, like the gangsters and all that. A lot of kids like that act like that. Oh, I'm gonna do this, and I'm not gonna do none of that. Like, I had just come from there. I had just come from the hood. Like, the school I went to was in the hood. So, I knew how people did things in the hood. Like, I knew how the kids talked. I knew how the kids acted. And these kids were, like, trying to be serious. I just found it funny. But that was just me. And, anyway, back to the story. Miss G was a terrible teacher. Now, we had math. We had math, reading, and English. These 3 classes, we got split up. We took pre-assessment at the beginning of the year. We got split up into 4 classes. 1 for like stupid people, 1 for moderate to stupid people, 3 is for average people. I like all these subjects: math, English, and reading. And the 4th one was for like smart people. I got put in like all average classes because I wasn't that smart. I wasn't that special. And I remember I had Miss G. Like, she was my home teacher. Like, I had her class pretty much all day. I only stayed in that one class except for when I had to go to math. And math was another teacher, but she wasn't too bad. So we had to write in cursive, and what we had to do in cursive was the teacher would give us spelling words every week, and there would be 30 of them. So 30 words, and 30 spelling words, and you had to write them 5 times each. Right? 30 words, 5 times each. I don't know if you guys that's backwards or not, but no, I think that's about right. She had to write 30 words 5 times each. That's not too bad. And she gave us like 20 minutes to do it. Yeah, 20 minutes, because we'd go from 11:10 to 11:30. Don't ask me how I remember these things. I have a great memory of certain stuff. Now, I never wrote in cursive. We didn't do that from the school I was just at. We learned pretty much just normal writing. We didn't learn cursive. We didn't learn anything like that. So I was terrible at cursive. Now, this is how I write in cursive. It's not the best. No, this isn't actually how I write. I can write better than this, but this was like my cursive back then. Now, mind you, the 30 words in 5 times each, that's 150 times. You'd write 150 words total. It was out of 10. She always made it out of 10. So 10 out of 10 is 100%. I always got an 8 out of 10 because my cursive was crap. It wasn't that great. But I always finished my 150 words. I never not finished. And if I ever did finish, it'd give me like a 7. Because it was a lot of writing to do. Oh, man, I always get really tired when I do this. Anyway, I'm not boring myself. Anyway, so she always gave me 8 out of 10. And so I was like, okay, an 8 out of 10 is an 80, which is a B. So I'm pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. and like we do classwork in class and book work. So we do book work and everything, and I would always get my stuff back graded. Like we had like little cubbies, and she'd put it in there when it's done being graded. You just go get it. Now I always got like a C or higher on my stuff. This is third quarter, mind you. I always got like a C. Like every now and then I'd get a D or an F on a test or something. But predominantly I got like C's. You know, I got like C's predominantly. And I remember parent-teacher conferences came around, right? Parent-teacher conferences. And, you know, I'm thinking I did pretty good, because C is pretty much average a C. My cursive, 8 out of 10. This is a B. And parent-teacher conferences come around. My mom's like, alright, let's see what your teacher has to say. So we sit down. And you guys already know how parent-teacher conferences are. Your parents are like, if you did one thing bad, you know, parents, they're just like, let's see if you did one thing bad. One thing is all you need. One thing you did bad. Like, you know, parents are always, you get in trouble, we'll say, if you did bad. And so, I'm like, well, I think I did pretty good, because, you know, my grades should be pretty good, average, at least a C. No. We get into that class. It is a slaughter. I'm talking. This teacher's like, he's always disrespectful. He always talks back. He always, you know, I'm quiet. Like, these kids, I didn't get along with some of them. So I'm pretty much quiet. And I'm like, you're gonna lie about all this? And then the thing that got me, when I'm trying to fix something, the thing that got me was, she's like, we do cursive words, 30 words, 5 times each for 20 minutes. He never finishes them. He doesn't even try. And he always gets like 4 out of 10. And I'm like, really? I'm like, I get 8 out of 10 on those. Of course, my mom doesn't believe me. She believes the teacher. And I'm like, let me grab him out of my desk. Well, teacher made us clean all our desks out like a week beforehand. So all that stuff is trash. Gone. Teacher's smart. Made us get rid of everything. No. You guys might be saying, oh, you know, you're just a bad student. You just got failed. You know, you got lazy. You're lying, whatever. No. Let me tell you this. There were 4 kids in this class. No, it's not 4 kids. There's 30 kids. But there was 4. There was one kid who was like the popular kid in the class. All classes have one. His name was Brandon. Alright? And he had 3 main friends like the other kid, Gabe. Now, the teacher, one day we came in, the teacher started making a list of everybody's names on the board, except Brandon. He was her favorite student. Easily her favorite student. She'd go out of her way to do things for him, like, oh, I was at the store and I saw this and it reminded you, so I got you this pencil or whatever. I got you this, you know, notebook. Just little things like that. Or, oh, you want to come do this and you get some extra credit. Just like stuff like that. Stuff she wouldn't tell us or do anything for us. And she wrote everybody's name on the board but his. And she's like, all you guys, except for if your name's not on the board, you don't have a D or an F. That's it. And I was like, whoa, like really? There's no way everyone can be failing this class with a D or an F except your favorite student. And I put the suspicion to rest, because we took a test. We took a science test, and me and Brandon were like, I was talking to him, and I'm sorry, I'm yawning a lot. Say it was 5 questions. Right? This test, the science test, 5 question, open book. Now we're taking the test, and I kind of knew the teacher was like bad at that point because of what she did, of how she acted. Oh, dang. I messed up. Alright. Now, we're taking this test, and I specifically asked Brandon, hey, what did you get for number 1? And he's like, I got A. Or I was like, where'd you find the answer for that one? And he's like, it's in this page of the book. It was an open book. And so I was like, alright, it's A, right? No. Test time. Test comes back. My test, Brandon's test. Same answer. And I'm like, alright, you're dirty. You're a dirty teacher. And the thing was, she didn't let us keep our tests or quizzes. Only classwork. And she didn't do this stuff with classwork. And I was like, you're dirty. And, because we had the same answer for, like, most of the stuff. And I got my answers marked wrong. Like, the ones that were wrong were obviously wrong. But, I mean, the stuff that was the same answer that he got right and I got wrong, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not playing this. So I told my mom. Of course my mom doesn't believe me. She's like, no, your teacher's not like that. I don't believe you. Like, no way would a teacher be mean to a student and do all this. It's not like they're human and, cannot like people. It's not like they don't dislike some people. Yeah, they do. They're human. So, I was like, yeah, pretty much. So I ended up failing 3 quarters of that class. 1 quarter, the first quarter, I failed. Second quarter, I was like, alright, I keep my mouth shut, because I didn't talk already. I already didn't talk, but I was like, I'm going to sit here. My mom inspected my homework because I failed first quarter. And I think that's the only reason I passed, because she was like on it. Like, you did this one wrong, you did this one wrong, so there's no way I could have failed it. And I think if the teacher did fail me that quarter, my mom would have been like, yeah, there's something wrong with you. But then third quarter came around, my mom was still checking my stuff. Still ended up failing, my mom still took the teacher's side. So, yeah, this was a bad teacher. So, that was a story of my worst teacher I've ever had. And honestly, she did other things, like, she would yell at us, not just like normal teachers, like, you guys are loud. She's like, oh, you guys are disrespectful, you guys make me want to quit teaching, you guys want to do this and that and whatever. And I'm like, alright, if you don't want to teach us, quit your job. Like, you'd probably save us all freaking brain cells listening to you ramble all day. Like, really. She couldn't teach, especially for everyone except for that one kid. This is the thing. Everyone passed in second quarter. Everybody passed. Like, she wrote the names on the board. Everyone's name was on the board, even Brandon's. And she's like, all you guys are passing. So, everyone passed that one. But first quarter, everybody failed. Second quarter, everybody passed. Third quarter, failure. Fourth quarter, failure. Brandon would always pass that class. Only him, because she was his favorite. He was her favorite. So that's how you know teachers are dirty. Yeah, I ended up going to a different school after that. And then my cousin had her for like the next grade, English or whatever. And she like moved up a year, 2 years or whatever. And she was like, how's your cousin? Like, I don't care about you. Like, why are you asking about me? Like, what are you gonna try to do? Come to my school, yell at me, degrade me? Not degrade me, lower my grade, fail me again? No, like, I don't play that. If only, smartphones, the hardest thing back then was the Razr, like the little flip phones. Like, it's not no Throwback Thursday or anything, but we didn't have, like, video recorders or iPhones. Or else if I did, I could have been like, look at this, here's this, oh, that's our answer, that's his answer, I got mine wrong, but he got his right. He always passes, and I always fail. No. Teacher would have been fired like that. And then I remember we're in the gym playing basketball, waiting for the bus to come, because we had to take the bus. And it was like an hour late, and this one kid shot a 3, and the teacher's kid, who was like 4, decided to run after the ball as it was in the middle of the air, and it bounces off the rim, hits the kid in the head. Kid starts crying. What does the teacher do? And the kid's like, oh, he runs over the little kid, and he's like, I'm sorry. He's like, I tried making it, but he's like an accident, because he didn't purposely like lob him in the face. It bounced off the rim and hit the kid in the head. And the kid's all crying. The mom, who was my teacher, the one who was crazy and corrupt, She was like, "You're going to the office." She's like, "It wasn't an accident. I saw you. You purposely threw it at him." And everyone in the gym's like, "No, he threw it at the rim." Like, we were all sitting there watching. And she's like, you guys can all go to the office if you guys want to, if you guys want to try to, test my, my vision, or I don't know. She's just crazy. So, yeah, worst teacher I've ever had. That's video time for today. See you guys.